there's lots of new money, lots of new blood coming in because people have lost their jobs. They need to stay home. So it's kind of like 1999 all over again, where, you just have a huge rush of people coming in. And that's frankly why I think we have this bubble market very similar to 99.
Welcome back, everybody, to Be the Trader. Today, I have a returning guest, and you all should know who this man is. He's been, all over YouTube, all over social media, does a lot of charity work, does trading, does tons of things. And today, he wanted to come back and share his point of view on, answering some questions that came up on a previous episode where, if you guys have been listening to the show, been interviewing just different people, random new traders who've experienced different services. So welcome back, Timothy Sykes. Tim, welcome back to the show, my man.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, for sure. So, Tim, I would like for you to start if you have anything you want to start out with, and we'll kind of just go from there.
Yeah. So, I want to kind of just get this off my chest because I see people, just on social media with like the wrong perspective and the wrong idea about so many things. And it's frustrating to me because we know that 90% of traders lose. We know that most people just want hot picks. They follow alerts. And I'm like, don't follow alerts. Don't follow picks. Learn your own process. Use what those of us who share our process, take a little something from each of us and build it into your own, process, into your own strategy. And you've learned that, over time. But it takes a while and people are just like, there's so much work. I don't want to do that, and they want to be like, like spoon-fed. And it's like literally trying to teach a baby like how not to like be spoon-fed, because babies, they're crying all the time. They just want spoon-fed. Like they don't know how it works. But as traders, I think that you have to realize this is not about making money following anybody else. You can't just be blind. In order to have the most success in trading and in life, you have to be self-sufficient. You have to learn this stuff on your own. And that's not necessarily a fun process. That's not necessarily an easy process. It's not an overnight process. And so the way that I teach might not be very friendly because this is a fucking battlefield, right? Like you don't go on a battlefield. Like if this were war, right? And people are shooting at you, you're not like, oh, pull the trigger this way. Yeah, okay, wait, can everyone pause the shooting? Hold on. This newbie has to figure out how to reload their weapon. It's not like that. Like there's bombs going off, there's grenades. It's a battlefield and most people are getting decimated. So for me, I take like kind of like a drill sergeant type attitude. And I'm like, this is how you're going to get through this war. This is how you're going to survive. And this is how you can potentially thrive by learning what I've learned. Because I've been on this battlefield for 20 plus years. So a lot of the things that I've learned are counterintuitive. They're strange. They might not seem, applicable or useful. But they're designed to keep you safe because now I've not just been trading for 20 years, I've been teaching for 12 years. So I've learned how to teach better. And that's not necessarily me being nicer. And that offends some people. Then some people are like, you're supposed to answer my questions. You're fully transparent. Fully transparent is about showing all trades. It's not me giving my time endlessly to people who, don't value my time, who treat me like shit, who treat other people like shit. Fully transparent. I don't know how fully transparent can be thought of as like, oh, you just served me and, otherwise I'm going to say bad stuff about you. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. Let me just assert this, because one thing that people have to learn, money is not the most valuable asset. Time is, okay? I have no doubt that if you spend 30, 40, 50 years trading on your own, you can learn all of the lessons that I will teach you inside of a year or two. But why would you waste decades trying to learn what I learned over the past few decades when I can just give it to you quicker? And it might not be overnight like you want. So for me, when people try to steal my time, right? When people try to say, oh, you're fully transparent, you have to answer all my questions, otherwise you're a dick. I'm like, whoa, that's someone trying to rob me of my time. If you have a robber, right? If you have someone sticking a gun in your face, I don't know why I have all these violent analogies, but if someone is sticking a gun in your face and says, I want $1,000, and you have to give it to them, otherwise they might shoot you, you're getting robbed of your money. But imagine if someone says, hey, I'm going to hold a gun to your head, and if you don't teach me everything right now, then I'm going to shoot. That you're still getting robbed, and that's even worse because now you're not just getting robbed of money, you're getting robbed of your time. So for me, I've taken this really kind of, stone cold approach where I'm like, if you waste my motherfucking time, you're out. I don't care. I don't want to hear excuses. When I try to explain it to people, they go back and forth. They're like, but what about this? But what about this? But what about this? And I'm like, holy crap. This game is hard enough, even if you are dedicated. So that's what I wanted to get off my chest.
Hey, man, I hear you. And,
You're a priest, right? This is confession, right?
Yeah, right. So it's just funny that I agree. It's fun. I'm not a teacher. Everyone knows this. I'm not a teacher. I don't do any of that stuff. Every once in a while, every once in a while I'll help someone and talk to them. But it's funny because you say that people expect you to give you all of their time. And when they ask you one question, then they have another, and then they have another, and then they have another, because I've gotten small glimpses of that. And I know how you probably get thousands of people just asking you
per day,
over and over.
Thousands of people per day. Everyone says, I just have one question. Multiply that times 2,000 people per day.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
But now, granted, I do want to be the other side of the coin here. And that is something you've chose to do though, right? And so I'm not saying that what you're saying is incorrect. I'm saying that how can you, I get what you're saying 100%. Although I agree with what you're saying, I also am curious about the other side of, if we choose to be a teacher, right? And we choose to help, how do you defend that? Like in terms of these guys ask questions, I get it. There's thousands, so it's impossible, right? We know that. But I'm curious on there's how do you balance that? Because if you have all these people are going to ask questions and they're not going to get their answers.
I put myself in this situation by throwing myself out on social media and saying, hey, I'm in here to help you. So I'm like a celebrity who, when the paparazzi is attacking them and they're like, no photos. And it's like, you're a celebrity. That's your freaking job, right?
Yeah.
But in my defense, I did not anticipate this massive demand. I got into teaching because I was on this TV show, Wall Street Warriors, a little over a decade ago. I started getting questions. I was like, okay, let me try to help some people. I had no idea of the next decade that would engulf my life. I thought if I could teach enough people, I could free myself from these patterns. I've always been like a slave to something. Like I'm like a true Jew, right? Like we were slaves in Egypt and now I've carried it on. I'm like building these pyramids of students. And it's crazy because before I was a slave to the patterns, I thought if I got into teaching, enough people would trade these patterns and they would disappear and I'd be free. I missed my college graduation for a trade because I was so addicted to the patterns and these good setups. And I regret that. I wish I went to my college graduation. I can always do another trade. I'll never be able to get that back. That's just one example. So that's when I first got started into teaching. Now I've been very successful as a teacher. The patterns have not disappeared. There's more students than ever. There's new patterns that are created. Some students like going long, some students like going short. It's led to this ridiculous boom in penny stocks, which I think is good. But at the same time, people think that when I say I'm overwhelmed or you have to pay me to get educated, they think it's a marketing thing. It's a time management thing. I literally have to weed people out. So my haters are like, oh yeah, Sykes is a scam. Let's try to discredit him. They think that they're hurting me. They're actually helping me because they're weeding out anybody who believes that BS. I have so many live trades, so many top students, so many videos, so many blog posts. There's 3,000 blog posts on TimothySykes.com. There's 1,000 plus videos on my YouTube channel. If you somehow think that I'm a scam, I always ask people, what do you disagree with? Do you disagree with shorting first red days on pump and dumps? Do you disagree with buying first green days with multi-day breakouts, big catalyst, big volume? Do you disagree with cutting losses quickly? What rule do you disagree with? They never have an answer. I've never gotten one answer about the rules. So people who say that I'm a scam, or people who say that, like they don't need this education. They don't actually look at the rules. So my job is teaching the rules and trying to stay a little sane. I've lost most of my sanity, but just, I'm trying to I'm just trying to hold on to the precious, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, it comes out I like that you keep coming back to time management, because it's so important. I mean, I think your time is valuable, and the fact that people, I get what like people are saying, hey, I'm paying for the service, I should get this. But then the other side of it is you do have a ton of content that shows how to do it, and then when they pay for that service, they get all of this content. Now, one side of it for me personally, and that was all of your content to be like, when you first off, Wall Street Warriors, I actually finally saw that for the first time. It was awesome, because I was like, yo, look at the young Timothy Sykes.
Yeah, right?
So
like
crazy.
50 pounds ago.
First off, your face looked like my face. It was like super thin.
Yeah. Dude, trust me, I use carbs as therapy. It's sad.
But anyway, that aside, I went back because I took your course. I think it was silver and then challenge right away. Back in 2016, I think that's when it was, or 17. And at first, people do know this if they follow me. I think I've told you this when I first talked to you, that I went through a phase where I hated. Like I was like, I didn't hate it. I just felt like I was just like, negative towards you, right? And I think I was negative towards you because I just wasn't. It was me. I was not finding success. I was not successful. So I think I was blaming someone else personally. I think this is like the truth from myself. I don't know about everyone else, but for me, this is what was happening. And when I went back and I was like, you know what, let me go back, and I watched the beginning of your, like when you first started teaching. I will admit, because I've seen all of your stuff, not until now because I'm out of the thing, but like up until that time that I saw all your videos, I like religiously watched all of them. And then I've realized that the beginning, at least for me personally, that there was a difference in how you taught then and how you taught now at that time. So like, and I don't know if it's because your time, it's different. It's a lot busier or what it is, but also you have a lot of other teachers helping you. So there's another thing. But like when you were teaching in the beginning of your series, and this is great for everyone to hear because they'll know that, you have great content too. Like I got a lot of value from that beginning. A lot of the beginning source that you produce was gold, Sykes, like really good. And I was like, holy shit, I can tell, like, I could see the passion. And you always have passion, but I could see how you truly wanted to show everything, because you did. And over time you get busy. So maybe it's changed, and maybe we get lost in that over time. Right. And because you're doing so much stuff, which I get it, but I'm just letting you know from my perspective, I did see that difference in the videos that I saw present and the videos I saw. But the good news is they're all there. So you can watch all of them.
Well, but also, that just says like, I've also evolved, not just because I'm busy, I've evolved as a teacher. In the beginning, I threw everything out there because I didn't know what works. Now I have several millionaire students, more and more students making six figures, so I can go specifically to the point where, if you're a new trader, you might get lost. But like you said, it's all there. Now you have the beginning where you watch that, and then you have the more focused, more refined stuff. So it's a little something for everybody. And I'm actually going to send you my new boot camp. I don't know if you've seen that. It's a 30-day boot camp, literally the best reviews of my career, of my life, not because of me, but because it's organized by one of my students, Matt Mono Trader.
Yeah.
He's closing in on 300,000 in profits. He took all my lessons and he organized it, and we filmed like this for 30 days. And people absolutely love it. It's literally less than $100. It's got quizzes. It's, hundreds of hours of content. If you really take it seriously, it could be done inside of like 50 hours too. But for the value, for less than $100, and you also get a bunch of other stuff, but it has quizzes, it has a glossary, it's an overview. And it's funny that is my best reviewed product, because I'm teaching this stuff, but I'm terrible at organization. I've always been terrible. And now it's getting worse now with 6,000 video lessons. And I'm so grateful for my students for helping me. And this is what this is all about. Some people like want everything, but they just sign up for Tim Alerts. And I'm like, well, if you want everything, then I have this other thing. It's like going to a pizzeria and saying, I'm hungry, let me order one pizza. And then you're still hungry after you eat the pizza and you're like, I want another one, but you didn't order another one, right? If you want 3 pizzas, order the 3 pizzas, trust me, you're going to be full after 3 pizzas. Just like my challenge students, I have no unhappy challenge students because they have so much content between all the video lessons. There's 1,000 archive webinars, 2 to 4 live webinars every week. But some people want what's in the challenge, but they don't want to pay. They don't want to get into the challenge. And that's the disconnect. I have so many students who want to learn, and then they're like, oh, but I want to get in the challenge. They don't understand, like, that is what separates people, right? Like, people say they want to learn, they want to be dedicated, but if you're not willing to put up the time, if you're not willing to put up the money, like the money for the challenge separates people. I find that when people invest a few $1,000s into their education, they take it more seriously. When they take it more seriously, guess what? They do better. So it's all connected. But people who just want free education, they think that I'm supposed to somehow lay down all my time for them. And it just doesn't work that way. Like, I already do my charity work. I help people all over the world. Right. I don't have any more time. I'm losing my mind with time. So I have to weed out bad students. So again, if some of my haters are watching this, thank you. Keep talking smack. Keep weeding out these lazy people. I don't want to deal with them. Time is limited. Money is not limited. We all have a limited amount of time. So if someone disqualifies themselves for whatever reason, I'm lazy, I don't want to pay, I want picks, I have the wrong mindset, you're gone. I don't want to waste one more second of my limited life on your bullshit. And so, that's what it is.
So 2 things I want to bring up. Number one, first off, I heard about this the other day. I think Matt actually I don't know who told me. We're
going to send it to you. I want a review of this.
Cool. I'll check it out.
The best review ever.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, a long time ago, Trader Checklist came out, and that was free, right? That was free back then?
It was free
for a little bit.
But then people did not respect it. It blows my mind. Like, what?
Wait. Don't cut me off. I'm going to tell you. Yeah. That one was really freaking good.
Yeah.
So, it was like, and I was like, this thing's free. And I was like, this is dumb.
This is what was crazy. I was like, let me put this out there. Let me throw it out there because it's so good. I don't want anyone to make any excuses. And it was my least viewed DVD. And I was like losing my mind. I'm like, I just created this thing. I pulled it out of my ass. It actually works. The formulas and everything. And people aren't watching it because it's free. So there's no perceived value. So I'm just like, I forget this. So now we actually charge money for it, and the viewership has gone up and people take it more seriously. And I'm like, this is so maddening. Like, this is trading. Trading and teaching are both very counterintuitive experiences. If something is free, people will not necessarily watch it. So that's why the boot camp is $79. It's affordable for everybody. It's literally dozens of hours of studying included. It's organized. It's structured. This is why people love it. People say it should be so much more, but this is like my new kind of free version. But you do have to pay just because that gets people studying. It's stupid what works.
It is crazy. And the other thing was, and unless you want to go if you have anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up, it was very interesting. You said something to me, and that was, you've been training this so long, and you were like, man, I was trying to teach and I was hoping that, these patterns, like people would take advantage of these patterns and maybe they would eventually go away because so many people take advantage of them, but they haven't gone away, which is really cool to hear because you have been training for freaking forever. And so for that long, it's just good to hear because people just need to hear this, that, number one, and this is my opinion, why do you think, I'll tell you my opinion and I'm curious, but my opinion is the reason they're not going away is because, you can literally, like you said earlier, you're giving away some free content that's probably, like, in my opinion, Trader Checklist was really, really well done, and I liked it. And then no one really watched as much as your other DVDs or courses, but yet it's like you can give someone so much and show them everything. But I think it really comes down to, at the end of the day, it comes down to their own discipline. And like most people, I'm sorry, like 90% of your students are not disciplined. Like all of us, 90% of people, like we're not disciplined. So like, we're not going to get, I think that's why these patterns aren't going to go away. What do you think?
I don't know. I'll just keep teaching. Hopefully, someone designs a super algorithm and puts in $1 billion into a fund and just wipes out all of us humans. Patterns, and that could happen. I don't think there's many. There's not that much big money involved in this. The reason why they're working is because it's just based on human psychology. Like, now you have more Robin Hooders than ever. Robin Hood is getting 3 million new customers per month. People don't even realize, like, that they shouldn't be using market orders. They don't realize that, you can't short sell, but they're just getting lured in because you can open up an account. I mean, Robinhood is getting 3 million accounts a month. E-Trade is only getting 300,000. So everything's flipped. But there's lots of new money, lots of new blood coming in because people have lost their jobs. They need to stay home. So it's kind of like 1999 all over again, where, you just have a huge rush of people coming in. And that's frankly why I think we have this bubble market, very similar to 99. If the market crashes, then maybe I'll get some sleep. But you just take it one day at a time, one trade at a time. You don't say, hey, this market has to last forever, or there has to be a crash. You just literally focus on one trade. How do you make your next $100, $200, $1,000? And as Matt Monaco has learned, I mean, he graduated college in May. We were filming the boot camp in like April, and his previous biggest month was like 19,000 or 13,000 he made in, I think, March. And then April, he made 19,000. Then May, he made 50,000. June, he made 90,000. And then July, he just made like 70,000. So like everything has just blossomed, not because he's so much better. He definitely has improved, but he was there and he was prepared for the opportunities. That's all you can do. You can't control the opportunities. You don't know when the next great play is going to be. Hopefully I get a day off. I'm here sitting hoping for a day off because I'm making like 5, 10, sometimes 12 trades a day, and I'm just like losing my mind. And I would like slower times. But at the same time, when there's a good setup, I can't ignore it. This is the thing that people have to understand. I did not ask to be a trader. I did not ask to be a penny stock trader. I did not ask to be a teacher. I've responded to the demand. When I see a good trade, given my knowledge, given my experience, I feel guilty missing it because that's money. I know how far money goes in my own life. I bought my parents their own place. I know how far money goes overseas. I just announced a new $1.6 million donation from my trading profits, along with, my social media followers. We're doing fundraisers now too. So I know how far money goes. I can't ignore those high odds setups. I don't win every time, but when I stick to the high odds setups, I win more than I lose. And then with teaching, I can't ignore people doing the dumbest stuff, like literally holding pump and dumps, just for months, believing these promoters and not realizing that, the company, doubles the number of shares outstanding, and they're talking about all these new features. It's the same thing. It's the same freaking game as always. Whether it's the past 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, the game was being played even more than 20 years before I got started. So everybody watching this, it's up to you to be prepared. You're playing a game of catch up. This game will be played with or without you. There will be money to be made, whether you take your little slice or not. So for me, it's my job to try to take my slice, donate it to charity, teach how to take the slice so that you can improve your lives. And if you have any BS, if you have any doubts, just don't talk to me. Don't waste my time. Literally, when people are like, no, I don't know. I haven't really seen your stuff, but I just get a weird feeling. I'm like, bye. I don't have time for this. If you have any doubts, I'll make it really clear. Like people are like, sell me this pen. That's literally, I get these emails. Like people are like, I'm not sure. Sell me. I'm like, no, bye. And they're like, but what do you mean? You're fully transparent. I'm like, no, I'm fully transparent showing all my trades, not sharing all my time. That is the difference, okay? Share your trades publicly. Do not share your time infinitely.
Cool. Well, look, with that note, I think that's a great way to wrap it up, my man. I appreciate you being here, Tim. I really do. And it's great. I look forward to, checking out your new course and, just checking it out, man. It's awesome to hear. And thank you again so much for being here. And you have a great day, my man.
Much appreciated. Stay safe.